a tiny crack inside a piece of steel, invisible to the naked eye, holding the weight of thousands of lives. Someone noticed it was tired. He raised his voice, but the world was too busy to listen. Exactly 13 days later, the invisible defect became a tragedy. Point Pleasant, West Virginia, December 1967. At the center of it all stood the Silver Bridge, an icon of the Ohio River. It connected Ohio and West Virginia. Built with a unique, innovative design. Instead of traditional wire cables, it used massive steel eye-bars. An innovative choice that hid a fatal flaw. If just one single link failed, the entire structure would come down. For nearly 40 years, it stood proud. But the world changed around it. Cars became much heavier. Traffic became a constant congestion. The bridge was carrying triple its design load. Deep inside the steel, the metal began to cry. Enter John Bennett, an inspector of the era. He was tasked with checking the structural health. But the technology of 1967 was limited. You cannot fix what you cannot see. According to local accounts and later reports, Bennett noticed something unusual that December. A subtle vibration that felt wrong. A silent groan from the foundations. He reportedly filed a warning. A note saying repairs could not wait. It was exactly 13 days before the end. But the system was slow. And warnings often look like paranoia. Until it is too late. December 15th, 1967. It was 5 o'clock in the evening. Rush hour, Christmas shopping traffic. The bridge was completely packed. People were listening to the radio, thinking of home. Nobody knew they were standing on a timer. At the crucial joint number 11, the microscopic crack had grown to just 1/10 of an inch. That was all it took. With a sound like a gunshot, the eye bar snapped. The chain reaction was instantaneous. The bridge began to twist like a ribbon. Cables snapped, whipping through the freezing air. Drivers felt the world drop beneath them. In less than 20 seconds, the entire Silver Bridge vanished into the river. 46 lives ended in the icy waters. The town was left in absolute silence. The aftermath was a wake-up call for a nation. Investigators searched for months to find the cause. They found it. That tiny, single crack. It had been impossible to detect from the outside. The tragedy changed everything. It forced the creation of the first national inspection standards. Every bridge in America would now be watched. John Bennett's warning, true or legendary, became a symbol of the cost of ignoring the details. We often think disaster requires a massive force. A force so violent that survival becomes impossible. But history shows us a different truth. The greatest collapses begin in total silence. They begin when a small fracture is allowed to grow. This is true for bridges. But it is also true for our lives. A broken relationship, a failing business, a lost dream. They rarely collapse out of nowhere. There are always 13 days of warning. There is always a small voice telling us to stop and check. But we choose to keep driving across the bridge. We ignore the vibration because we are in a hurry. Next time you feel that something is wrong, don't just keep moving forward. So ask yourself, what is the single hidden link holding your entire world together right now? Write it in the comments, because the strongest chains always break at the link we decide to ignore.